What in the world? They ain't never try to come sideways at me. They ain't never asked me for nothing in the bedroom. They ain't even asked me for $1. Like, what's the problem? But the spouse, the potential spouse, still feels insecure, then I would highly suggest having a lot more conversations before you say I do. So there's a difference between how you handle it before marriage and how you handle it after marriage. Because see, before marriage, I still got an option whether I want to be with you or not. After marriage, dang on it. I gotta reconsider some things, okay? If I want to have a happy marriage, I gotta go sleep with you tonight. Okay. So, next question. Are there any restrictions regarding sex when you are with your husband and or mate? Good question. I will say that's why communication is very important. You have to be able to have the conversation. And if your spouse does not want to discuss sex, not delivering sex, okay, so let me go to the side of you single. You need to talk about this before you say I do. Because there's nothing like, and I can say I've been there. I hope y'all don't be counting all my husbands. Oh, y'all don't be counting like who I was married to. Don't be trying to, if you know, don't tell nobody. You have to have the conversation of whether everything works or not. And what you like and what you don't like. Because there's nothing like getting married and that person, your male partner, I'm speaking from a female perspective, has an erectile dysfunction and you have a high sex drive and he's not able to deliver. That kills a relationship unless she go buy toys. But most of the time, men are very offended when a woman says she's going by plastic and he's in human flesh. Bruh, you can't have no relationship. A marriage is even a marriage ain't even a marriage until it's consummated. What does consummation mean? Sex. You have to come together sexually. That is how it's recognized in the state of North Carolina. I don't know about other states, but in this state, marriage is recognized by consummation of marriage. So if we're not having sex and we can't have sex because of a medical condition or some other type of, you just don't have no drive because you're tired all the time, y'all need to have that conversation about whether marriage is in the picture for you. Are there any restrictions? No. I say no, but I think that is a very personal topic for discussion that you and your spouse have to discuss what is comfortable for you. People that say, people that's unsaved, people be too churchy for me. Because at the end of the day, me and this man going home. And it should be about whatever we're comfortable with, because that ain't none of your business. So whether it's physical sex in traditional state, now I don't believe in kinky. Personally, I don't do chains. You ain't binding me up to nothing, okay? Because if I don't want to, I ain't going to, right? But for those that like kinkiness and SOM and all that, SOB, whatever you want to call it, ain't none of that either. You not gonna have me on no dog chain talking about some bark girl. No, I ain't barking for nobody, okay? So those are things that have to be discussed because there is some freaky sex and there's some kinky sex. And there is just some all good sex that you just need to talk about which works for you. There are some women that's not comfortable with being called names or being choked, while they're in sex. There are some women men that's not comfortable with the woman being on top. That they feel like they can't breathe or that she is in control. And some, especially alpha men, you ain't controlling me. I'm on top all the time. But bro, you can't do missionary style all the time either because she needs a little in her life. So you got to deliver what she like just as well as she got to deliver what you like. So if you're talking about oral sex, I don't know. I don't know what your variety is. But I'm going to tell you what I did learn. I think that's why God told us to wait till we get married. Because if you've ever experienced different types of sex and you go be with somebody that has not been used to different types of sex, somebody ain't happy, right? So if you don't have nothing to compare it to, you don't know what you're missing. But if you already been experienced and she ain't bringing it and he ain't bringing it, your relationship is going to have that element of incompatibility and somebody not going to be satisfied. And what you want them to do? That's how people cheat. Because somebody done blinked at them and then told them all the stuff that you ain't going to do that they going to do. And you sit there saying, ooh, I'm going to try to eat. Ooh. You know, humans are like curious people. So you have to have that conversation. And if you okay with that you don't want what you had, and you okay with missionary style for the rest of your long-lived forever marriage, then so be it. And if you have, and I'm going to tell you one of the most disheartening things is health-wise, we don't have stamina. Or health-wise, we don't have drive. So it's so important that we take care of our bodies, because your body ain't just belonging to God. If you marry, it belongs to your spouse as well. So you got to be able to minister. I ain't talking about staying at church all day long until it's time to go to bed because your husband or wife, they're waiting on you. Baby, I ain't seen you all day. Ready. And you know, I done worked all day long. I'm tired. You better get some tiredness off of you because I'm ready. Like, how many days you going to put this out? And then, well, you can tell you what women do? I'm going to just hate to tell you. I got a little secret. Here I go again with that Madea. Who I am is confident in what I'm about to say. Like, you don't want your woman faking. Like, she wants you to hurry up and get off the top of her. That's why she's saying, Not because she fulfilled. I'm going to just keep it real. I worked at the hair salon, y'all. I own the hair salon, and women tell it out. They be like, girl, it was not good. Girl, I couldn't even feel him. Girl, I didn't just, it was like this. Y'all see my little pinky? That's a grown girl pinky right there. It was like that right there, and he ain't had no, It was not good. And then you have men saying, she just don't match me in the bedroom, because I could have went another round. She talking about, I'm tired. Now, let me say this, too. You can't work this night out your woman all day. Have her working 2-3 jobs while you home playing a video game, and then want her to be ready to serve you. You know what she is? Mad. And ain't nothing like an angry woman. And don't talk about no angry black woman. I'm just talking about all us women get mad when we overwork. Take the load off of her. You want her to minister to you and serve you well. You serve her well, and she always got you, boo. Nurture her. Take some time and spend time with her and do things. How men talking about dating somebody and they don't want to never go nowhere? You can't go nowhere and do nothing like that. She ain't even attracted. She said next. So, I mean, what you want to do, you going to have to bring some spunk and some fire. You want her to bring spunk and fire, you got to bring and match that energy. My mama calling. She must hear me, and I ain't even on live. Mama, I can't talk to you right now because I'm talking about stuff you don't. See, my mama is old school. And I be telling her stuff, and she be laughing at me. I said, Mama, we ain't back in the day with just lay down or roll over. We want some action to the end, till that coffin close, okay? I'm just saying. And then women have a lot more stamina, too, as they age. People think that when women go through menopause, they want sex less. Just because most of the time when men go through, what they call that thing? End of the life, not midlife crisis. When men go through midlife crisis, a lot of times their sex drive dwindles. Sometimes, some of them, depending on what that kind of work they do now. But a lot of them, their sex drive dwindles while women's get higher as they get older. So you can't think, this is how Cougar started, y'all. Cougar started because when women got in their 50s, they drive was like this, so they started dating boys in their 20s. I hate to say boys, men in their 20s, because they still had that, that get on go, you know what I'm saying? And I hate to say this because I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, and I love Jesus, but people got to understand the truth. Folks get saved and act like saved supposed to make it go away. Saved don't make it go away. You got to pray a whole lot more. Know what you do? You got to pray a whole lot more that God keep you, right? So that's why women end up with younger guys, because they got that stamina. And sometimes, I hate to say this, but women pay the men to be with them. Not talking about in a prostitution way, but they'll be like, baby, what you want? A new car? Oh, okay, because and I hate it. I'm just telling you what they call it. Because he blew that back out. Or he, laid the pipes. Or, he cleaned the pipes and laid the wood. I mean, that's like stuff that women talk about. I know, it's so... I got you blushing. I'm so sorry. It's just real. People don't want to be real about this thing. We can talk about cars. We can talk about jobs. We can talk about kids. When we talk about sex, it's hush mode because that's our culture. But real life is our culture. The reason why we're so divided is because people are not talking. The reason why we, as women, have become single is because we chose to be single than to take half-tail sex or half-tail relationships. Not because we don't want them. We want the relationship, but we want to be fulfilled in a relationship. So what they do, they go buy plastic. Y'all do know they sell whole men now, right? And they sell whole women. Because people just want to cut the drama. You got a fussing man and a nagging woman. Or a man that's so quiet that he's not telling you what he wants and desires. So the woman think, my husband not interested in me anymore. Or he doesn't desire me. And a woman that goes undesired, the moment that a man pays her some mind on a consistent basis, she will still be in your house, still going to sleep at night, dreaming about the one that paid her some mind. I hate to tell you this stuff, but it's true. Who wants to be in that type of relationship? It's where this spot is a whole vibe. And I'm going to tell you, I'm always going to keep it real with you. Because I don't want people going around thinking that the truth should not be told. Big Mouth Mo, gonna tell you. All right. So next question. Should boundaries be set within a relationship always? I personally like talking about expectations because I want to meet the mark and supersede the mark, right? I think that relationships are about servitude. And I think it's about who can outserve each other. And if you're not outserving each other, what we doing? It shouldn't be about I'm always taking, and nothing ever being given. Because that's an unbalanced, unleveled relationship. Who wants that? I don't. How important are they? They are very important. Boundaries let me know you respect my wishes. Boundaries let me know that you would like to see me happy. Not that you can make me happy, because making me happy is from my inside out. But I do want to oblige you in your wishes because I love you and I like you. So in those instances, they are very important because I want you to know that I respect you and this ain't one-sided. And I want you to respect me. When disrespect is displayed within a relationship, should this be a deal breaker? And the deal breakers are different for everybody. I don't like being disrespected. And disrespect comes in so many forms. That's why I feel like conversations and communication has to be effective, and calm communication needs to be heard. Because if you disrespect me and you don't consider it disrespect, you didn't know it was disrespect. So I got to tell you it was disrespectful because I ain't like that. Well, I did this with my last girlfriend. She ain't saying that. Well, I ain't your last girlfriend, but you can go be with her if you want to. Maybe that might be a reason why you ain't with her. I'm just saying. Okay, so next question. What qualities make a good relationship between a man and a woman? I believe that the answer to this question would be communication, trust, and loyalty. The person need to have some type of about themselves, like some good vibes and some motivation. Like, you can't just be sitting on the log and then the log ain't going nowhere. How can you lead if you standing still? You ain't taking me nowhere. You want me to lead? Okay, so it's unbalanced. If you want me as a woman to lead, but then you want to tell me, go sit down when I tell you to. Like, that ain't gonna work. Because if I take the lead, I'm gonna take some women, all you gotta give us a little taste and we ready. Boom, I'm jumping in. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me to take the lead and then still be submissive. That's hard. So it's like submission is an attitude of the heart, not you bossing me around. That's a dictatorship. That's controlling. That's not a relationship. It's a dictatorship, like I said. So qualities of a good relationship is definitely putting God first, and having that ongoing basis communication is so very important between a man and woman. Even if a man is quiet spirited, communication still is necessary. Sometimes it takes a while for a man to open up, and I have heard men share this with me. And one of the things was they said, well, they out-talk me anyway, so what do I need to talk for? Well, a lot of times they overtalk you because they fool. Women get fooled. My understanding is that men talk about 12,000 words a day, if that many, and women talk about 15,000 a day, if not more. So it's like, where is the balance? I just choose to believe that somewhere in between the 12,000 that the man give, he usually try to give it with his boys and at work, but the woman needs some of that, right? So she pulling like, so how was your day? Fine. He said, how was your day? Well, I went to the grocery store this morning. I went and picked the kids up, and I got dropped off the laundry. Then I went to the house to pick that up. Then I went to work. When I went to work, oh my God, we just had a good time at work. And then I was in this board training, and he's like, well, you should have gave me about 5,000 more words. and I might not have went in on the 10,000 on that one question. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get so bottled up. We just so ready to release. You catch it all because we don't talk as frequently as we should, or the quality of the communication is not as much. So give me what you got. It's the worst feeling as a woman, and I've had this experience where you wait all day to talk to me. You calling me your woman. You calling me your girl. You calling me your wife. and you wait until it's nighttime before you shut your eyes and want to talk. You make me feel like I'm not as important as everything else you had on your agenda. You can talk to everybody else, but I'm your last go-to. And then being your last, you give me a 5-minute conversation. All right, then I'm about to go to bed. Good. I'm glad you had a good day. Matter of fact, you can tell they ain't listening because you done asked them a question in between your thing and they don't even respond. They don't say nothing. So now I feel like you ain't even listening and I ain't give a 5 minutes. That's exactly why tomorrow morning I'm going to keep you up in the morning when I call you. And I'm going to talk for a whole hour and he's just sitting there holding the phone. Bro, you can't do that. Like it has to be an exchange. It has to be this good vibe, and communication is definitely necessary. So all of those qualities that I just mentioned, dedication, loyalty, motivation, communication, and be fun. Women love it. Even the most strongest women love it when men initiate. I shouldn't have to plan every single outing we go on. Like, how long we gonna be together before you say, babe, I got us a reservation at the restaurant, so be ready by 6, I'm picking you up. And we're going to have an amazing time tonight. And then you leave from dinner. He take you to a jazz spot. You leave from the jazz spot. And he done took you to a spa. Like, what? Like, oh, my. I'm in love, okay? Like, take some pressure off of me. Women love to be wined and dined and treated like queens. And when men get this, and it ain't about being no gold digger. We don't want all your money because half the women out here, they trying to make their own anyway. We have other responsibilities that we got to make our own anyway. But you taking time. See, I'm going to tell you what men mess up. They go buy the finest things for themselves and they want to go buy the woman a 50-cent car. I'd be glad for the 50-cent car because I don't even get that. So thank you. But if you are investing more in yourself than your woman looking at you sideways. Like I'm not worth your investment. So why we together? You don't have no time for me, no conversation for me, and don't want to spend your money on me. So I think you should be single. Yeah, I think that's what you should do. So how long should you and your partner date before getting serious towards marriage? I think that depends on the maturity of the two people involved, the age of the two people involved, and the goal and purpose of the two people involved. Meaning, if I'm in my 20s and I'm still in college, I might want to continue out my other 2 years and graduate before considering marriage. Versus if I'm in my 50s and I'm already settled, he got his, I got mine, our children already moved out the house, and we got about 3 months in, 6 months in, and we're very compatible, everything works, I'll probably get married in 6 months. If I knew that person, because let me tell you what I learned. People say, well, I think you should put a year on it. I dated for 3 years and still didn't know the man I married. And let me tell you something else. I didn't even know me. Like, I thought that this 20-year-old self of me was like ready for the world. And I found out after I got married, who's she? Because she got a whole attitude I ain't never seen. This man bought something out of me I ain't even know I had, right? Or as I'm growing and developing in my stages of life, I'm changing because of my growth and development. So what I wanted in my 40s, what I wanted in my 20s ain't what I want now in my 40s. So my own developmental changes, I had to give space to process. So if I got to process this with myself, I got to give that man space to process that about me too. Some of us women, I ain't gonna sit here and defend the women all the way because some of us mean. And some of us ain't got no patience. I'm still learning, right? And some of us got these expectations that are not realistic. So most men say, you know what, before I go through all of that, I just be by myself because she too much. Or I've been called mushy. Some men not mushy. I love to hug, kiss, and be affectionate. But I came from that type of environment. But through hurts and pains, I shut all that down. Like, I be like this. Don't hug me. Because I don't know what you want. So it depends on who you dealing with, of how serious you become. And if you have baggage from the past, give yourself time to release that baggage before giving that. Don't give that baggage to nobody else, because that's not his job. Even if he's a good guy, it's not his job to heal you. That's God's job. You have to give yourself time to release the past. That's why I said we got to relearn some things. We got to change our thinking processes, because sometimes we take that old mess into new stuff and think we're going to get new results. No, you're going to get old results because you bring in old stuff. And it wasn't his fault that the last man or the last 2 men or the last 5 men or the last 10 marriages didn't work. So you can't like, oh, I'm going to tell you this. I ain't take that. I ain't going to take he ain't even that dude. Like, he like, baby, what you want? And you just going in on him. Or it looked like, I'm telling you, I told a man one time, if I smell like him, look like him, act like old him, I don't want you. He was like, dang. No, I'm just telling you. I had PTSD. I had a bad marriage and I had PTSD on every level, okay? I was like, I don't want, if I say I don't want sex, don't ask me for nothing. If I'd have said, I ain't, whatever. I just had a whole attitude. And he said, yeah, you come from that movie, Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And so I had to like readjust. I did. I went to a whole party in Raleigh with my cousin right shortly after separation, and this man was trying to talk to me, and I was rolling my eyes and everything. He said, I thought you said you were single. I am. He said, well, you don't act like you act like a very, very, very resentful, still married woman. I'll be moving along. And he was nice looking. Like I done made the man run away. And some of us are good at it. We're real good at running people away. We need to readjust that. So how long? It depends on the situation. Next question. How important is communication? Look, that's my number one key. People used to say, you ain't got trust, you ain't got nothing. You can't even have trust without communication. And I used to tell, when I was dating, back in the day, I used to have these rules. And one of my rules was, I should be able to hear your voice in a room of 1,000 people say Monique. And because I have talked to you so much, I know it's you calling me. I should be able to recognize you if the world collapsed and you all the way in another state calling my name, another country calling my, yes, dear, I'm coming. And I float across the room. I want the communication to be so in sync with us that I could feel you desiring me. I could feel it. Look, y'all, I look that eye contact stuff. When you know a man into you and he give you that eye contact and you get that little, and you be like, that I felt you looking at me. Like, why you looking at me like that? Oh, I just you feel that thing. Like, that's the kind of communication I want. Where we talk so much that our right here connect. That even when I ain't talking, he know what I'm saying. God, that's some deep stuff. Y'all heard it. Okay. Now, what factors can destroy a relationship? Ooh. Everybody has their own set of zero tolerances. Commonly spoken is money can destroy a relationship. Lack of communication or lack of money. Well, I ain't even gonna say lack of money. I'm gonna say money that is not appropriately designated. Because a person can have a lot of money, but if they ain't spending none of it on you, it don't even matter. A person can have not enough money and give their last dime, and you be like, oh, I'm so in love. Oh, he just bought me. I mean, I could talk about the past because, it's over, right? But I remember dating a guy that was working at a store that had just opened, and he was a young guy. He had getting paid like $9 an hour. I had 5 kids. Just had a baby. My baby was funny acting. She didn't want to be touched by nobody. She would look at somebody and just bust out crying, da-da-da-da. And I didn't know at the time he was younger. I just knew that, he was interested. And he invited me on a date on his birthday. And I was like, no, I'm good. He was like, well, I'm just getting ready to get promoted as manager, and I really would like to take you out for my birthday gift. My birthday gift, I want to take you out. I was like, okay. We go out to dinner to Applebee's. It was an amazing time. Before we finished, he said, well, let me ask you a question. Does age matter to you? I said, absolutely. Then I said, wait, not if the person is mature. Because I'm thinking he's just asking a question. I thought the guy was in his 30s because I was in my 30s because that's how mature he was. He slides his license across the table, y'all. I was 33. No, I was 35 because we were 14 years apart. So how old is that? It was his 21st birthday. When I say I got my pocketbook, I said I'm going to jail. I got to go. But it was so romantic, the thought that he put into the whole dinner, the afterthought, and he was like, I saved up for this. And I choked because I had been with men that were older that were like, let's go to McDonald's. And I said, no thanks. I could buy my own McDonald's. Appreciate you. Not to say anything wrong with McDonald's, but the first date, you want to leave like a lasting impression, right? $9 an hour. And we were together for 2 years. And he spoiled me rotten with his $9 an hour. He would get his check and be like, I done paid my bills. Take the rest. You and the kids go out to eat. And I'm saying, no, I don't want your money. He said, but I want to give it to you. There was a hurricane. And during that hurricane, his $9 an hour that he had saved, because I won't take it every time he offered it, helped us sustain when I couldn't work. So it was the craziest thing. I'll never forget. We took our coins. He had a little piggy bank. I had a little piggy bank. We put our piggy bank together to go to the store that he worked at to go buy food because the stores we couldn't get to because it had flooded. So there were things that were put into the thought of, even though I ain't got but a little bit, take your little bit, my little bit, and we got a whole. Did the doggone thing. Now, needless to say, that relationship ended for a lot of external reasons, but the heart was right, and I appreciated that. So in moving forward in life, I look at stuff like that, like, I'm dating somebody that make a whole lot of money, but I can't even get a Snicker bar. Like, if I'm dating somebody that got millions of dollars, they got houses and cars and all this, but I can't even get a rose. Like, those things just be like, oh, okay. That's why I just think that parties need to have that conversation about what's important to you. And what's the deal breaker for you? Is it money? Is it sex? Is it communication? Is it all of the above? Is it being the secret? Everybody know that I'm single. Everybody know that you single, but technically we a couple. Is that the deal breaker for you? Is the deal breaker having family events and we go together or we go apart? Are those things important to you? Because they're important to me. Are you family oriented? Is that a deal breaker? Like, when family comes together, do you rather not come around the family? Do you invite me to be around your family? Do you introduce me to your family? Are those things important? If you have functions, do you invite me to those? Do you make me aware? Is that a deal breaker for you? And if you don't have any expectations, is that a deal breaker for you? Because that means I can do anything and you don't care? Or do you care about me? If I'm sick, is that a deal breaker for you? That you there for me or not there for me? Or does it matter to you? If there's somebody dies in your family, is that person willing to come to the funeral, even though they don't know that person? But what if they do know that person? They done been around that person and they say, oh, I got other things to do. Is that a deal breaker for you? Is it a deal breaker that they support you in any capacity? Or are you okay being by yourself even though you're together? Is that a deal breaker for you? So you have to define what the deal breakers are for you, because each person has different ones. I don't like to be talked to, talked down to, decharacterized, demoralized. I don't like none of that. Is that a deal breaker for you? Is a person lying to your face and you know they lying? Is that a deal breaker for you? So you have to define what the deal breakers are for you. Almost done. The last thing. Mo Vibe gotta bring you some of this good stuff. We done talking about relationships, but I do have another question. Wait. This one is on skincare. Are there any nice smelling scents for Men by Mary Kay? If so, what name sells the most? Mary Kay. It had you popping babies. Okay. Mary Kay has some good, even when you can't get pregnant, like Mary Kay has some very good smelling colognes for men. Now, as far as which one sells the most, I don't really know, because it depends on the age of the person that's purchasing. I do know that older men tend to migrate more to Domain. They love the way that one smells. There is a Cityscape that smells really nice, but I like all of them. So you have to go off your personal preference, off of which one you like, because just because it sells the most don't mean you like that. Because some scents can be sweeter, some scents can be stronger, some can be spicier, and depending on what you like will depend on which one you prefer to purchase. Okay, but Mary Kay, baby making stuff. Bitch, watch yourself. Just watch yourself. All right, now I'm about to give you what you've been waiting for. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna read these real fast because I need to be done in about. I'm already past my time, so I'm gonna try to go for real fast. You ready? This poem is called "Voice of Love." And this was written with a book. There was a book, this book was called Love Life Lyrics. It's also written in a song. And I had a friend, I still got that friend. That friend is here today, that got married. And I actually sung this song at her wedding. This poem that was in that song is called Voice of Love. I ain't gonna sing today though. The poem says, my poetry brings my life to a realness and a season. It dictates a rhyme in love in any good or bad season. The rhythm produces a nice rock and lyrical rhyme. This rhythmical motion of measure, beat, and time. This poem was written when I was young and in love, when we fit together heart-wise like a hand and a glove. But our lives went differently through life's twists and turns, so we parted ways respectfully, and this is what I learned. Love is when both hearts beat, not just the rhythm, but one voice as it speaks. Its blood circulates as one unit. Its warmth reveals its great ability through it. Speak before one speaks. Whisper until the midnight's deep. Talk of its wonder and mutter its dreams as one thinks. As one heart that beats for three, you and me love, which we hardly know as Jesus and his true eternity. Who knows this real voice with this real beat palpitating to its own thumpity thump with its own feet goes the beat of the heat. The three are one as the storms that rage, and the beat gets faster and voice louder through this stage. But as the storm is over, the slower it gets, the voice calmer without any misfits. Together the beats speak as one of endurance, because the ultimate survival is now done. Love lift its eyes to see true, deep, passionate, thriving, forever God, you and me, the real kind of love. The three rhythms as one as they beat, beat, beat. Love with one voice, with one beat, at the thumpity thump of its own beat. The voice of love. Yay. Now, I promised I would deliver this one. This is the last thing we're going to do because we got to go. I got to go to my family reunion. I can't keep messing with y'all. Okay, now, this one is called gotta go. All right. This one is kind of X-rated. If you can't handle it, you might want to close your ears. Let me wipe my mouth on that one. You ready? I'm going to greet you at that front door with a warm, pleasurable hug and slow, succulent French kisses. Sit you at that kitchen table and kiss you from your lips to your hips, showing you that I miss you. On to the living room, making every chair into our bedness of sweetness, sweat, and passionate love. Taking every chair to touch, not missing any spots, to caress and hold each other gently like that hand in the glove. Following to the jacuzzi tub where we would sit and play and create waterworks. Then from there up every stair to upstairs to bedroom 1 till we feel electrocution and jerks. On to bedroom 2 where it's fantasy lane wonderland and making our dreams come true. Moving to bedroom 3 where we magically create the fire we make and how we do it. Now that's on you. Back downstairs to the throne room for the grand finale of the sexual, sensual massage. The kind that makes everything that's real and alive stand to attention. Note that ain't fake, baby, and that is not a facade. Baby, I need you to go down on my mind. Softly sucking on my thoughts. Slide your fingers, finding my pulsating beat. Circle my clit of emotions. Tongue my intimate desires. Taking your time to go slow and deep. Now slowly kiss the entrance of where I keep my jewels, juices, most intimate secrets of where life unfolds. Ooh, right there, that feels so good as you suck on my determinations, motivations, visions, and goals. No one done's here, because as we go on to our next chapter together, ready again till we're catastrophically done by your tongue and lips of intellectual conversation, consideration, compassion, I explode orgasmically and come. Now that you made love to my mind and I've stroked your ego, let me slowly glide on that giddy up stallion ride. I ain't letting up or getting off, so tensions can build till we explode in each other now. So we must go to sleep in our passion because we tired. But only to wake up and do it all over again until my thighs throb and aching stroke, slip, and slide. We blessed every room in our house with pure, sweet, genuine love, intimacy, romance, aromatherapy, passion, and affection. I enjoy loving on you and serving you completely, babe, because your total satisfaction is always my ultimate aspiration. This fulfillment of what we shared is God's creation within the bonds of matrimony, so delicate, harmonious, exhilarating, and true. This bond was created for God's glory, purpose, human replication, spiritual duplication of God between him, me, and you. Husband, I'm glad to be joined to you. No hymns coming like a thief in the night and robbing me of my purpose, power, and peace. If before you I gave him the key to my precious lockbox and he didn't love me right, I would have lost love, time, and within me, belief. But your love of what we share made me cherish myself sexually and emotionally, because you didn't send no mixed signals, tell no lie traps, or set out no deceit baits. Because if you had of, I surely would have waited and let you not get all this loving that I just put on you, because I would have been sitting in my goodness, sitting and marinating. You loving on me unconditionally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually is what I need and where we fit best. The way you communicate, love my entire self, take care of my wants and needs. I am your queen, and I'll never be anyone that anybody, can't nobody be like me, but I'll never be, and there'll never be another or a next. Because I am the best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will give you some more, but we gotta go. We gotta go. Thank you for joining us at the Mo Vibe Show. I want to tell you I have totally enjoyed this session for today. I hope to see you at our next one, which will be September the 28th. You are definitely invited. Follow me on Facebook at Monique Mo Vibe Green. You can also follow me at TikTok at Lady Mo Vibe. Also, subscribe to my YouTube at Mo Vibe, because this will be posted. I ain't nasty. I ain't no freak. Well, maybe. I'm not nasty, okay? This has been a beautiful session of talking about relationships and love, how to take care of yourself and how to move your life forward, right? So in transformation, make sure that you take care of yourself so that you could be a better self to finding and being the right partner. Today, we talked about a lot of stuff, a lot of things that can be implemented in your life, a lot of things that you can expect. But make sure when you make that list that anything you put up there, that you're willing to be that first. I got you, didn't I? You thought I was going to side in. No, I'm not. Be that. What you want to sit on the table, be that already on the table. Okay? So you all have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you again for my live studio audience. Y'all give yourselves a big hand. Woo! Gotta go. Again, this is Mo Vibes, bringing you good vibes, real vibes, always leaving you wanting more vibes. Peace out.